So I'm guessing there's no quarterback decision to make this week. So
No, I was going to say, it's weird. I don't have anything to announce. Yeah, no, we're very excited. We've had a really, good week, and, got to have another good day of practice tomorrow.
How's Brevin doing?
Brevin's getting better every day. At this point, I would probably say Brevin will be a game-time decision.
You said last week that last Wednesday's practice was like the best you've seen. Can you sort of weigh on how this week's gone?
This week has been good. Yesterday started slow and finished great. Today started really good, and I'll have to talk with the staff and see how it went on both fields, but it went well. We are exploring what last Saturday was about, and what I mean is that, is that a performance where we put it together, or is that a one-off thing? And now it's about consistency of performance, and the challenge of being the same team every week. I know in year one that we're resilient, we're mentally tough, we'll fight, we'll compete, we'll battle, all those things that are no small things. Can we be the same team week in and week out? And the way to do that is be the same operation in here. Your confidence on Saturday comes from your confidence of execution on Wednesday, and we're holding that in their faces, to be honest. Because we have not done that. That's something that is, and we're playing a team that we have a lot of respect for in Louisville. Senior Day, there's a lot of things going on that we should be highly motivated to play on Saturday.
You mentioned Senior Day. Your fondest memories of the time that you've been able to spend with Mike and Shaq. Any stories maybe you haven't shared with us yet? Maybe from the first time you met him or something.
Gosh. Actually, one of the funny stories, I can't remember if I've shared this, is we actually, maybe last year during training camp, just for fun, we put on the FAMU game, their first game ever. Mm-hmm. And they were laughing hysterically because of course, they admit this back then. Mm-hmm. They're like, Coach, we had no idea what we were doing out there. We were literally just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. And so that was fun to see how they've developed over time. And to be with those guys every step of the way, not even just as freshmen, really as mid-year enrollees, they're the second half of their 12th grade year, and to see them mature, to see them go through the different ups and downs of a 4-year career it's been unlike any other relationship I've ever had in my coaching career.
What does it mean, do you think, for the players and for you, for having that last home game at Hard Rock? I know they'll have more games afterwards. But
it is odd this year because it happened so early in the calendar. But I think it just shows you the how quickly this all goes. Just in a blink of an eye, it just feels like you get dropped off as a freshman, and then all of a sudden you're running out for the last time as a senior. It does go fast, and all the different memories. It's pretty remarkable. So I think from a view perspective, I think they'll look back and say, "Wow, look at all the things we've been through." But it also feels like it went by in a flash.
What kind of influence do you think they've had on the younger guys in particular this year? Because they've played the bulk of the snaps, but I'm wondering, when they come back to the bench, examples of them teaching guys or talking to guys.
Well, number one, Shaq did something 3 or 4 weeks ago. Shaq's been playing at a very high level for a very long time here, but something went to another gear about halftime of the Georgia Tech game, and his play. He almost won us the Georgia Tech game on his own. His play in Georgia Tech, and then Pitt, FSU last week has gone to another level. He is just really, which you feel like, gosh, this guy's really, really good, and he's gone to another level. So just that ability that maybe when we were at our worst, or darkest hour, or whatever metaphor you want to use, and as a senior where you can kind of, throw your hands up and say, gosh, I came back for this. He's gone the other way around. And I'm not to say that Pickney has, but of course he was out of the lineup for a little while. And say, you know what, I am here to be the change, to be part of the rebuild. And when I say rebuilding, I'm not talking about rebuilding a program. I'm talking about rebuilding the confidence of what our guys are doing in the locker room and saying, watch me, follow me. This is how you work. This is how you play. I think that above all things has been the most impressive.
I think it was PFF had graded this as Nesta's, his best game yet. Do you guys kind of view it the same way going back and watching the film? Do you feel like
there's no doubt this was his best game? In fact, there's a lot of our inside guys that probably played their best game. Our defensive tackles were dominant on Saturday, but it was really good to see Nesta play the way he played. His level of disruption, his energy, his motor, I think, is the thing that stands out. And that's why we were so fortunate to be able to roll 5 guys in those spots. And if you look at our snap counts and how many snaps mostly everybody plays in, they're pretty even. And when you do that, you can really get a guy to go in there and really empty the tank, come out, get a rest, go back in there, do it again. And that's going to be really important against Louisville with the way that they run the football. Because if you try to take it down off, there's going to be huge seams in there.
Nesta, you think it's just obviously getting more and more healthy, more and more confident in?
Oh, yeah, I would say the health is an aspect of it, but it's funny. The same thing we keep saying about different players, different stops along the football team. They're just getting confidence from doing in the game. And you have to this is what college football players do. They get in the game and they get experience, and then something good happens. And he was so proud of his first sack on the sideline, which is so cool to see. And now I think it's very similar to what we talked about with Rousseau. As Rousseau's confidence grew, you just start playing a little bit harder. Because you're a little more sure of yourself when you're out there, and I think that's when the plays start to come.
Manny, how important is it, even to the players, to get into a bowl game? Bowl game?
It's of massive importance. Number one, just from a player development standpoint, just the extra practice and the chance you have to again get more reps for our freshmen who are redshirting or younger guys, just to get more experience of just how to work and what our expectation is here, and all that's in front of us, and all that really in our mind is in our control.
Does it matter which one?
We're so far off from thinking about that right now. You know what I mean? Right now, it's like the Louisville Bowl. That's really all we're concerned about. So.
Coach, Shaq and Michael's leadership, how do you replace that, and what do you look for in an intangible in a younger player to replace that?
Thank God I don't have to worry about that for 4 more games or whatever it is. But those will be big personalities that walk out of our locker room. You do, when you evaluate recruits, you do look for guys that have that certain personality that other guys are drawn to them. That they can be a leader. But with those two, it's just the way that they work. And it's the way that they prepare. It's the way that they practice out here every day. That the younger ones get a chance to see that. So that's what a lot of times when you're looking for when you're going to evaluate in high school, you can already tell on film if they can play in the games. You go watch a practice and find out how much they love the game, how much they love the work. Everyone loves the success that comes with this game, but to love the work is a different thing. And those guys, they love the work.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all.